So in this video, I want to get you guys more familiar with the gets command that we're going to be using to accept user input within our applications. So what the gets command does is it actually takes user input. So you're using this application, you enter something, and it stores it inside of a variable as a string. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's actually hop over to our first Ruby program file, and unfortunately we're gonna have to get rid of the first Ruby program string there, unfortunately. And let's ask a user to enter a number. So we can say enter a number, and then we can store that number inside of a variable. Number is equal to gets.chomp, and then we can say put you entered plus num, and let's try to run this program. But first let me explain this. So what's going to happen is our program is going to first ask us to enter a number, and then it's going to come to this second line and say num is equal to gets.chomp. So the value that the user enters is going to be stored inside of this num variable using the gets command. And what .chomp does is it removes the trailing white space that would go on to the next line, and you'll see what we mean by that. And then we come down to this line and it prints a string you entered plus the string of the number that we entered, because as we said before, gets takes user input and stores it as a string inside of the variable. So even if we enter the number 4, it's still going to be a string. So let's go back to terminal and we can run this file, ruby first program.rb, enter a number, and you can see the trailing white spacing here, so it just automatically goes to the next line. Chomp removes that. So if we enter 4, you entered 4. Now that did exactly what we wanted it to. You know, it went to the first line and said enter a number. It went to the next line and took our user input, and then it went to the third line and printed it back out to our screen for us. Now let me show you what I mean when I say it stores the user input as a string. So if we do puts num.class, this should tell us what class the variable is that we created. Enter a number, call it 5 this time. You entered 5, and that is a string. So that's what I wanted to explain to you guys about the gets command, because we will be using it in our programs. It's important to understand, and I will see you guys in the next video.